we'll give it a good intro. Just one. Ready?
Galgany Street, red and hot, the stain of jet paves in my scabs. My granddad's a buffalo soldier. He tenderly tends the squares and rectangles that frame his Federation house. Hold the line, says my nana, us 5 kids, at least one in the pram. Rigid, standing to attention, we await her instruction. Do we head west into town or south across to the shop? It's west on our right half-forward flank. We spot the rover Jack Sheedy, resplendent in Brooklyn at rest. We're heading east-west, Rio Town's next. We didn't know it then, but we're jabbing. My nana, us 5 kids, at least one in the pram. I hope you like jamming too. A deviation, what's now the John Curtin College of the Arts Specialist Soccer Oval, was then an unruly, fertile crescent. Fennel That. Loosely tilled terraces disguise plantings from a far-off land. Italian, or Italian, as my nan would say, a pronunciation she got from the Yankees, who during World War II lived in what was then the Fremantle Lunatic Asylum. It's that building we now know as the FAC, or the Fremantle Arts Centre. It's separated by a crack from JC's Specialist Soccer Oval. No gaps, all co-joined, all apart, squares and rectangles, the modern take. The Portuguese, they were planting wildly too to survive. Our food source ancestors came from Syria, Palestine, Israel and Egypt too. The original Fertile Crescent, 12,000 years long, 300 generations strong. The unruly Fertile Crescent, plant food, Fennel That. The unruly Fertile Crescent, plant food, Fennel That. Like meerkats, they raise their furry heads, not guarding a burrow, more like a tenuous thread to an underground bulbous head. The nana, us 5 kids, at least one in the pram. We dig like dogs, looking for a fox in its lair, ripping shreds off the carapace in search of the beating fleece. Not veggies, I wanted sugar, sukkar in Moroccan. I wanted a royal show bag full of licorice. It's a kid's weed, Daddy Steve. My nana must have packed a pocket knife, because my fennel was always clean. We chew out of juice to the cutters we ran, wild and unsupervised, down those lightly tilled terraces. We punch out over the road from the CBC, the Christian Brothers College. Their sexual abuse atrocities on children in their care at that time were unknown to the Christian community. We headed uphill towards Fothergill. A sharp right beckoned. The southern end of the Fremantle prison. Hold the line, says my nana, us 5 kids, at least one in the pram. Rigid, standing to attention, we awaited her instruction. I love the power and compassion of my nan. She never came first. No one breathes until we get to the victory on the rise from my nana again. There's prisoners in there with children just like you. It'll ruin their day with sadness and regret to hear a kid laugh. So hold your breath. fig tree on the rise. Every time I'd imagine these prisoners chasing me, catching me, choking me out as I stumble through those last 3 breaths. On my last at last, I get a glimpse of that fig tree on the rise, the turnstile, the eastern end of the South Rio footy oval. These days, 50 years later, I still hold my breath when I walk past the Fremantle prison. But these days, I reimagine the Fremantle prison as the limestone hill it once was. For 40,000 years, one of the 7 sisters, Wajak Noongar land. I remember the squares and rectangles that contain the Federation House where I began. I get that feeling of running wild and unsupervised down that lightly pillared terrace again. I reimagine Fremantle prison as the limestone hill it once was. I see the 7 sisters. And then I get a whiff of the Rift Valley. Before diaspora, it's where we all began. Original Rasta man. Ha! Fennel That. Andrew Kelly on the bass, Andrew Kelly on drums,